Hello everyone. Just got home, maybe half hour ago. Had to go get new tires on the car. Went to Blair, Nebraska to get tires from my buddy Kent. He owns Long OK Tire. Anyhow, went down there, got new tires, went and ate lunch, and went to Goodwill. Happened to run into a lady there at the Goodwill. I heard her kind of, I don't know, dealing with one of the workers. She found a pan that didn't have a price tag on it, and it happened to be a cast iron pan, a cast iron skillet rather. It was a number 5, didn't have a price tag, and she asked him what the price was on it, and he looked at it and said, $7.99. No, that's too much, she says. And he says, how about $6.99? Nah, I don't think so. How about $5.99? Yeah, I'd do it for $5.99. So he says, I'll be right back. I'll go get a price tag. So he went and got a price tag for her and brought it back. But while he was gone, I'd heard the conversation between her and him. And then after he went to go get a price tag, I went over to her and I says, I heard you talking about that skillet there. I said, that's the buy of the day in this store. Well, when I come over close to her cart, she reached down and grabbed on that cast iron pan like afraid I was going to steal it from her, snatch it out of her cart or something. And it was like it was made out of gold. She just clinched onto it. And so I made small talk with her. And I said, yeah, that's the best buy of the day. I said, I love cast iron, cooking with cast iron. Me too, she said. And got talking a little bit. And I told her I had a pretty good collection of cast iron. I cook with it all the time. And she says, I do too. That's all I use is cast iron, you know. And she says it holds the heat well, and the heat's even throughout the whole pan and all that kind of stuff. And then she asked me what I do, and then I showed her this vest I have on. It has my YouTube channel logo on the back, so I turned around and showed it to her, and it says Los Hills. She's like, Los Hills, where are you from? And I told her I lived up by Castana. And she says, oh, I live just south of Pisgah, a small town called Pisgah. And I said, yeah, I know where Pisgah's at. I said, I lived south of town at one time, but I said, that's where my family's from, or my grandparents, my mom grew up there, and all my aunts and uncles and cousins. And I said, you probably know a lot of my relatives. I said, Armstrongs. And she says, yeah, I know the Armstrongs. She says, it must have been your grandma. She says she always dressed up and rode her Arabian horses in parades. And I said, yep, that was my grandma Viola, Bert and Viola Armstrong. She says, yeah. And I says, well, where do you live from Pisgah then? Are you live in town? She says, no, I'm south of town. She says, along that highway that runs out of town. She says, I basically live between that highway and your grandma's place up in the hills, between the highway and your grandma's place. So I knew exactly where she's talking about. I've probably been by her house before. There's a gravel road south of the gravel that I had to take to get to my grandma's house. There's one more gravel before you get to the T intersection on that highway further south, and you go up that gravel road and just cuts through the hills, and she lives up there. Hi, Penny. Anyhow, so we had a nice conversation, just small talk, talked about homesteading and this and that, and admiring her cast iron pan. And so my wife finally caught up with me and saved the lady from me talking her leg off. And walking around, I told my wife, I said I want to go over here and look at these little appliances, little coffee pots and that kind of stuff, you know, that's along the back wall. So I was over there looking, and I told my wife, I said, yeah, I was hoping to find a cast iron, but I said, I don't find none. The only one I seen was the one that she has in her cart. And about that time, my wife says, you ready to go? I said, yeah, I don't see anything else I need or that we really don't need but would end up buying. And I said, let's go. And happened to turn around. My wife's turned around. She says, wait, look. And she pointed over on a shelf, and there lay a cast iron pan. And lo and behold, it was the same size as the one she had. It was a number 5, which I told her when talking to her I didn't have one that size at home. I had smaller ones and bigger ones, but not a number 5. And so I said, I gotta go find that lady and show it to her. Her name is Mary Moore. But anyhow, I went and found Mary then, and I said, look what my wife found over there, and pointed to where she found it, what shelf it was on. And she says, oh, that one's in excellent shape. She says, that's a nice one. And it's almost like she was wanting to take it from me and purchase it along with the one she already had in her cart, the same size. And she says, is that bigger than mine? And I said, no, it's a number 5. I said, I think yours is a number 5. And she looked, oh yeah, it's a number 5. She says, flip it over. So I flipped it over, and it said Made in USA on the back, number 5, Made in USA. And she says, well, I don't think mine has anything on it. But then when she flipped hers over and got looking, it was on there. I said, it's on there, you just can't read it very well. It needs cleaned up so you can read it better. But hers had Made in USA, number 5 Made in USA on it as well. So she was really happy. She's happy that I found a pan, but like I said, I think she would have purchased the one I had too, along with the one that she had. And then she says, well, what's the price on yours? And I showed her it was $7.99. And she says, oh, I got $2 savings. I said, yeah, you got a good deal. And I said, she says, well, even at $7.99, she says, it's still a good deal. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I was picking up a few black walnuts here. I got a small walnut tree, well, 3 of them right there. I'm gonna have to come out here and pick some more of these things up. I love black walnuts. No, I think that lady would have purchased that pan that I had along with the one she had, so she had 2 of them for her collection. But the one I got was seasoned. It was seasoned good. Didn't need no cleaning up or anything, but the one she had, it had a little bit of rust in it on the one side, on the top, you know, inside the pan on one edge. But she said nothing she couldn't clean up, which was true. But she was going to take it home, get it cleaned up, and season it. So, but she was happy about her purchase, or her getting that pan, and I was happy about mine. And I thought it was ironic that my wife happened to catch one, got a glimpse of that one sitting on the shelf, and I was able to show it to her. So I think she's kind of happy for me that I was getting one to add to my collection as well. But when you go to them towns like that and run into people and you ain't afraid to talk to people, you know, like my wife's always said, that I've never met a stranger, and come find out, she knew my brother, she knows all my cousins and aunts and uncles that all live around there, so it's just a small world. Well, I'm going to get off here. I'm out here wandering around. I got some chores to do, and I think I'm running over to my sister's house. Taking a turkey over there. We're going to go to my sister's for Thanksgiving, my wife and I, so I'm going to take a turkey over there. She's going to cook a turkey and a ham. I'm providing the turkey. It's one I won at Turkey Bingo last Sunday. When Logan and I went to Turkey Bingo, I did win. I don't know if I mentioned that. But I won about a, I don't know, 12-pound turkey or something. But I'm going to get off here. I'll see you guys later, and don't forget I love you. Bye.